Just Connect TV, streaming live. Just Connect TV is your entertainment and educational channel. We broadcast authentic content that will inspire, empower, and stir up the potential and positive energy in you. Just Connect TV, streaming live. Get yourself a high-quality branded hoodie, t-shirt, caps, umbrellas, you name it, we got it. You order, we deliver. Just Connect.
Wimbo huu Baba ni wimbo wa shukurani kwako wewe, Mungu mwema. Ebeneza, umenileta mbali, mimi ni nani hata nikukufuru? Kikaragosi, singetajwa mtu, umenifinyanga na kuniheshimisha. Usiyebagua wala kuchagua, tajiri na masikini wote ni wana wako. Wacha niseme asante, asante Baba, asante, asante Baba, asante Baba, 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 asante, asante wewe, wewe Baba, wewe ni mwema, wewe ni mwema. Magonjwa yasiyo na tiba yanatii sauti yako, mponyaji. Unaheshimisha na wangumba, unafuta aibu yao, unajali na wajane. Uabudiwe, uinuliwe, fadhili zako zinadumu milele yote. Wacha niseme asante, asante, asante Baba, asante Baba, asante Baba, asante. Wewe ni mwema, wewe ni mwema, wewe Baba, wewe ni mwema. Asante, asante, asante Baba, asante, asante Baba, asante. Wewe ni mwema Baba, asante. Kwa ukuu wako wewe ni mwema, wewe ni mwema Baba, wewe ni mwema. Asante Baba kwa ukuu wako, asante Baba kwa mema yote. Asante, asante Baba, asante, asante Baba, asante Baba, asante. Unainua wanyonge, wewe ni mwema, wewe ni mwema Baba, wewe ni mwema, Mungu wa wakubwa. Asante Baba, asante, asante Baba, asante Baba, 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 asante.
Ever felt the need to learn how to play a musical instrument or improve your music skill and never knew where to go? Just Connect School of Music is the place to be. We offer professional training in music sight reading, piano, drums, guitar, saxophone, bass guitar, and vocal training. We are located at Eprin Square, 3rd floor, room 26, opposite Buruburu Police Station. Just Connect, building worship. Just Connect TV, streaming live.
Hello, our friends and viewers. This is Just Connect TV, and this is our show, My Story, where we are joined by Bishop of the Worldwide Gospel Church. He'll tell us more about himself. The reason we have this program is that we learn more about the individual so that you're encouraged on your journey through life. Karibu sana, Bishop.
Thank you again very much because of this invitation to come and share my experiences in life with the viewers. It's indeed an honor, and therefore I thank God for the opportunity. My name is Bishop Dr. Eliud Makunyi. I'm not too young, I'm not too old. I was born in 1952 in Embu County, very north sub-county. And I'm the fifth born in the family, the second born son, and we were born 10 of us. One went to be with the Lord at a very early age. So we remained for, can I say boys or men now? Men. And 5 girls who are ladies, and some of them are, the firstborn is about 80 years old. Not about, but 82 years old. And therefore, we've been brought up in the beginning not from a Christian background. Our parents never knew where the church was. They were just traditionalists there, but with very high morals. So my upbringing was very strict, if I may say.
Okay.
But at a very young age, when because I was born around the time Kenya, the emergency was declared, then where we used to live, we had to go to better grounds where there were no many confrontations between those people who are loyal to the Mzungus and, of course, the vijana wakazi who had gone to the forest to fight for our independence. So at very young age, I would go looking after my father's goats and sheep and cattle at a very young age. In fact, I think I'm a very strong-willed person, if I may say. I remember one time around 1958 or so, because I had not gotten to school. We went looking after the goats, and I thought the lady we had gone with was taking me very far to take the animals for water. Then we separated.
You got lost?
No, not I got lost. I actually was adamant that we should not go to that point because I knew the other point, which was nearer home.
Okay.
And therefore it was very hot. I imagine the area, it's Sunday, and therefore with my small shoes, akala, it gets into the shoe
water
itself, the shoe itself, and then you're burning in the heat. And when I look at it today, I realize that was a big risk. But I stood by my word, and then we separated our goats and sheep. So I went my way, she went my way. By then I was about 6 or 7 years.
Wow.
I still remember that very fresh.
Probably you mentioned that you were born around when?
1952.
When Kenya was gaining its independence.
How was the struggle for the independence? Yes.
How was it growing up? How are children, coping up with that?
I wouldn't have the memory because I was a little bit smaller, but it was chaotic. Where after it was declared where we used to live, we would go in the night. That's what I'm told. We'll go to sleep in the bushes. And my mom told me one time, because there was a nearby school which was set on fire, and it was nearer to our home. And in our home, so many people, the villagers around us, my dad had built a bigger house, so many came and they slept together. Then the home guards would surround such areas. But these people came and burnt their school, the only school around the area during that time. When it was set on fire, I made to understand the place was like an open ground, because fire, they could see these men throwing all things into the fire. And so we ran away, and I'm told I told people not to speak. I can't remember that, but it means I still was a leader.
So your leadership skills did not start.
And so my mom told me, one of the girls was told, now, people do not just die. You must, kick the bucket. And so she lay down and started kicking the bucket the best way she knew. And then she, oh my God, it's not that way. We should, it's getting going. It's running away. And it was very interesting though, because my mom said that they thought there was rain, but it was not rain because of fear. People would, mess themselves up.
So you've mentioned that the school got banned.
Yes, it got banned completely.
Now, how did you end up in school, or how was it?
After that, another one was started, not very far from there. In fact, if I would take you there, I would show you. This is where I started my school in class 1 in 1960. And therefore, I can't remember the fees we used to pay, but it was also a challenge
to get.
to get.
I thought education.
Although my dad, then he was working with then East African Tobacco, now BAT, as a watchman again. So it was not very difficult when I was in lower primary for him to pay. And of course, in our village, we were among those who began to put on shorts. At a very young age, because we would only have one shirt which you would sleep in it and wake up in it, and sometimes when it got on in the pursuit of playing, if you hold the behind part of it, you just do like that, and then you are there, you run away.
So how was the, because I think our education system has gone through different phases. What was the system of education then? Like, how many subjects would you handle as a young boy then?
When we began, of course, you are taught about A, B, C, D, I, E, U, O, that kind of a thing, and then the counting. By then, when you are in class 1, you would not actually write on the book. We had slates, a piece of wood, and then you write on it. Then when you qualify, or writing on the ground.
So there were no notes, like there was no referral.
No notes. You write one like this, the teacher shows you, he comes looking at your slate, how you have written, then you are told very good or not very good. And of course the language, the vernacular. Actually in Embu we would be taught Kikuyu, not Kiembu. And therefore maybe that's why I can read the Kikuyu Bible better than
the English one.
No. Better than most Kikuyus who've come later, because the system of education has really changed. And then, of course, we had mathematics. Then English, we had to do that in class 2. Not class 1.
So now you've started in 1960.
Yeah, and because now, the school was sponsored by the Anglican Church. And therefore, I said my parents did not know where the church was, because even then there were no churches around. what they used to do is they use the classroom as Sunday school. So that's how I got introduced into Sunday school, because it was a must that every pupil must attend Sunday school. So that is when now I began to hear about Christ, Jesus, and so on. Then, of course, we were taught in class. By then, it was called RK, Religious Knowledge.
Oh, okay.
Then it changed to RE. Then it changed. Now I hear these days it's okay. There was a time it was CRE, Christian Religious Education. So it keeps on changing.
Very true.
So we would be drilled in actually mathematics, and then the CRE, and I can't remember what else now.
Yeah. Those are many years.
And therefore, I began with a very high note, by the way, because I'll never forget the issue of education. My dad, you see, my elder brother went to school in 1959, and I went to school in 1960. Our difference is 2 years, but now it's like I went a little bit earlier than he did. And so therefore he was in class 2 and I was in class 1.
And I'm just wondering, because there was a lot of inequality then, where the girl child was not going to school, were your sisters?
They never went to school. The 3 of them, they followed 1939, 1942, 1945. They never went to school because that was the status then. That you can't take a girl to school because she will become.
So no one in the community was able
No.
to take them?
But just a few people, and especially those who went to church. Some of them took their girls to their daughters to school.
Okay. So you'd say that the influence of the church...
The influence of the church, it's paramount. And I thank God that the church did that. It fought for the girl child. Yes.
Now, going forward, how are you as a student through school up to, for example, before you went, I don't know whether you used to call it secondary school. How was that journey going forward?
The journey was so good, and especially in the lower primary. But by then we had the lower primary and the upper primary. The lower would go from class 1 up to class 4, where they were doing common entrance. That was very compulsory. Common entrance. When you pass, then you're allowed to go to class 5. So that time in my early days, I started just in class 1, and Dad told us, if you from number 1 up to number 3, I will buy you a wonderful jacket.
Oh, okay, jacket this time.
We used to have shirts. Okay. My dad did quite a commendable job. But you only have one. The one in school and the other one. The tattered one, which was school uniform. And then that you can change with that. But not the luxury I see today.
Okay.
and it's interesting that he promised that he will buy us very good coats. So my brother was in class 2, I was in class 1, and constantly both of us were number 2. Even today, I'm still waiting for that. It has always been a thorn in the flesh between my dad and myself. I would still ask Dad, where is my jacket? Even when he passed away at 106 years, I was still waiting for that jacket.
How about your brother? Probably
No one got it. We were told now, next time. And that next time never came to be.
Now, did that inspire you to continue doing better, or
well, I think, as I said, I think I don't know. It's chemistry. I think from the beginning, I don't like quitting, even today.
Wow.
I don't like quitting. I'm not saying I can't quit because I'm a human being. I have limitations. But maybe once I start something, I like doing to my level best.
Yeah. Okay.
And therefore, I continued to perform until when I didn't do common entrance because those ones who were ahead of me, they did it, but ours was just, it was not a national one to be marked nationally, but just within. And so I went to class 5. All the way, my number was from number 3 up to number 5.
Wow.
Until I got to class 6, where in class 7, we had so many repeaters. They were told, no, you can't qualify. Go back to class 6. So I met more than 10 repeaters, and I suffered.
You got your
I got my challenge for the first time. I still remember. I can't forget that. I was number 9.
Oh, okay.
In
You
the
still
class.
tried?
In the class. And it was bad for me. Very bad for me. So in the second term, that term, I was number 1.
Wow. Wow.
And the only time also, I was number 1. Because when I went to class 7, I still continued with my number. But of course, then when I got to class 6 and class 7, now my dad had already retired. He's heavy drinking and he tries to do this business. He flops. It got us into trouble. And my mom's health deteriorated, and as a boy, it was very, very difficult. By then, my sister had gotten married.
Okay.
And so we were the girl boy. Going to fetch water in the morning and, or else in the evening. And in the evening, if it's class 6, 7, you go back for preps in the night. So it was bad.
How did that affect your progression in education?
I don't think whether it affected me much because I still performed. I still performed up to class 7. I was one of the best students in the school, and even I was the talk actually.
Wow.
Because the ones who sat the exam with me, they all had done, some of them 4 times in different schools.
Okay.
Yes.
Wow.
And maybe people, sometimes they're unfair. Because then we were in the same class with my elder brother.
So you managed
Then my dad said, now I don't have enough money to pay you for your exams. And I was a small boy, a short boy. So he said, you have other opportunity. He talked with the head teacher. And then there I was. I didn't do my exams.
that year? Or
That year. So next year, now, again, we did with my brother. And I think I did my best.
Wow. So
it was the talk of the village, actually, and I had a very good headmaster who understood my challenges.
Yeah. And probably before we move on, looking at the challenges you had to go through, because are they different from the ones people are going through at this particular time? Probably the situation and the setting would be different, but would you say that there is life is easier now than then, or how would you put it?
Absolutely, I think not. There is nothing that is new, and that's what the Bible says. There is nothing that is new. Whatever things you go through, there are others who are before you. And therefore, I must say here that I know there are problems. There have always been problems. Because I never continued with my education. So it came to a premature end. And
But here you are.
But no, here is God. It's not the issue of education, it's God himself. Because I've gone through some of the things. And I would encourage people, never quit. Never think that when this door is closed, that there are no other doors.
Exactly.
And sometimes one of my brothers, my younger brother, said, it were better that you never continued with school because you'll be a very difficult character.
Why? Probably we'll take a break and then come back and then we can just pick it up from there. This is Just Connect TV. We are sharing about my story with Bishop Dr. Makunyi, and he'll tell us more about his life. Karibu sana.
Just Connect TV, streaming live. Just Connect TV is your entertainment and educational channel. We broadcast authentic content that will inspire, empower, and stir up the potential and positive energy in you. Just Connect TV, streaming live. Get yourself a high-quality branded hoodie, t-shirt, caps, umbrellas, you name it, we got it. You order, we deliver. Just Connect. Ever felt the need to learn how to play a musical instrument or improve your music skill and never knew where to go? Just Connect School of Music is the place to be. We offer professional training in music sight reading, piano, drums, guitar, saxophone, bass guitar, and vocal training. We are located at Eprin Square, 3rd floor, room 26, opposite Buruburu Police Station. Just Connect, building worship. Just Connect TV, streaming live.
Hello viewers, this is Just Connect TV. Welcome back as we get to know more about our Bishop, Dr. Makunyi. Karibu sana.
Thank you.
Yeah, can you pick it up from where you left, why you are a difficult person?
But you know things work together
For good.
for good.
Very true.
To those who come to love God.
Amen.
Because I said my parents were not Christians, and even my baptism they could not sponsor me. So it was 1 shilling, but they didn't see.
So for you to be baptized, you had like to...
Yes, I had to go
offer
through the
an
classes, and then not offering for the card. You have to pay first. So my parents, they were not Christians, so they didn't understand that I wanted to be called a name. and so other churches came. Now, by this I had, studied RIE, that is religious education, and I was grasping good stuff, and they have played a part in my salvation.
Yeah.
So there's a church called East African Pentecostal Church. So they came preaching the good news. I heard about the good news, and that people could get saved, but my most interest was getting baptized. So I was taken to the river, got baptized, but I could not tell people because I was in an Anglican school. People laugh at me, having been dipped into the river.
So before you got baptized, were you saved or you just heard about it? How did this happen?
I was behaving well. I told you my parents were very strict, and therefore I wasn't a bad boy, I would say. I would confess that. I couldn't steal because I was instilled the discipline. If you steal, you die. Of course, of course. One day I stole, and
you didn't die.
I didn't die. Only one mango. It was so big, it turned out to be the sweetest. And then in the night, I would sit and wait
For it to
Am
fall.
I dying?
Like Adam.
And that has taught me. Have your children to know those morals where you are heading. Because if you tell them something which they will prove wrong.
Yeah.
Although stealing is not good, but then when you steal, of course, spiritually you die, you are dead.
Yeah.
I can see the morals, but it was not clear what kind of a death.
Exactly.
Because to me, I thought I would die,
And
but I didn't.
Probably there is something interesting that I'm just thinking. Your parents had a high code
Yes.
of moral standard.
Yes.
How would you say, how did they form that standard? Considering they were not even church people.
No, it's culture. It's culture.
Or it was formed through
through culture.
Okay.
It was a family thing, actually. I would say my mom and my dad, they had very good morals in their own way. Yeah.
Probably you can tell us, how did you come to know Christ in your life and be born again?
Well, you can see all these stories in my life and the fixing about my education, because I love the education. I remember I would have wanted to climb to the highest level, but the highest level I knew was about becoming a very good teacher, and number 2, or becoming a district commissioner. I didn't know what that would entail, but there you are. Those were my aspirations, and by my discontinuation of school, then it created a lot of problems for me mentally, and But I never gave up. So I continued looking for odd jobs. Then I started. I have been a shamba boy, by the way. You never knew that.
No.
I got my first pay was 17 shillings. But I had started on either 3rd or 5th of the month. But because of my good work, digging the shamba, I got my 17, the whole salary for the month, plus 1 shilling.
For extra delivery of services?
Yes.
How old were you when you were doing this?
Well, around 17 or so. Yes, I should think something like that.
How did that lead you now?
So it led me, it pushed me. Then I went to another place. Then I got employed, 30 shillings, and I thought this was very good. But I had a dream one time that I got a job for 50 shillings. I was so happy.
Okay.
And so I came to Nairobi on 7th of December 1969. Then I got employed to sell in a kiosk. And I got 50 shillings a month. My dream came true.
How much was that in how would be the estimate? What would be the estimated?
Well, that maybe could today maybe something like I don't know,
10,000.
Close to that. But you see, I was better off because I wasn't paying anything. So after 1 year, I went home to see my mom. Blah blah blah. Then I came back, and then the kiosk had closed because I stayed home, and I think there was a problem between the family, the husband and the wife. They couldn't agree, and therefore now that's when I got a casual work. I got engaged with Cadbury Kenya, then Cadbury Schweppes Kenya Limited. That's how I worked in soda factory, in cocoa factory. Again, I excelled. People liked me.
Wow.
And I believe God was with me.
Sure.
So about my salvation in 1972, then I was employed. And my first wage, 335 shillings.
Wow. No,
that was a lot of money.
6 times your dream.
Yes. And that's when now you asked me about my salvation, yes. And I thought after some time, after a few months, I thought also this money would not be enough. And because now I had my brothers and my siblings behind me, and I thought, now, will this money be enough to educate my siblings? So I wrote to God. Not in the formal writing, but I said, and that notebook is still there. Because 1973, around early 73, because I got employed in 1972, in the month of August, then around that time, then I realized this money was also little, because not about me now, about my siblings who are behind me. And then I took the notebook. By then, you see, I'm still struggling because of my education. Then I said, all the way through, I thought there was God. But now, I am not sure. Because if God, you are there, do you have eyes or do you have ears to see the plight of my family? My siblings will follow suit. They will not get education. And also, don't you have ears that you can hear this cry? Then, all at once, something in my heart happened, and I said no. Now, because of that religious education about God and about Christ, then I said, God, if I have sinned, forgive me. And that's what I wrote. And closed the notebook. Then that is the time really I had trouble. 74, 75, I had a lot of trouble, a lot of thoughts coming across my mind. Now by then, my elder brother and my follower had gotten saved. And now my follower was now in secondary school, right? And I loved him because he wants to get education, and that was my burden.
Exactly.
So
are you the one who was sponsoring him, or?
Yes, I would say that. Because that's the truth, and not only him, but even the other siblings, yeah. And also my dad, because by then my mom had rested. She rested in 1971. So and my dad now, he was elderly, he's a retired person. He wouldn't get the strength to feed himself. He's my sibling. So it was buy food, blah blah blah. All these things, but now that's gone. That's the past. And so after that prayer, then I got into a lot of trouble. But I knew my younger brother was praying for me.
What kind of trouble are you? What kind of trouble is this?
Unajua mtu anapatwa na kisulisuli. And I realized it was the devil who wanted to kill me. Because I did not see any meaning of life. Here I never got my education. And here the issue of education is coming again. And I'm seeing I'm not adequately prepared to help everyone. And then also, by the way, I also had gotten married. All right?
And you'll come to
that. So I have my family.
Yeah.
I have my father's family. And all these things coming on me. And you know, I'm also a young man. I got married when I was not a child, but
not at 17.
No, not at 17. I was over 20. And you see, I was working, so I had all the rights because I cannot miss education
and miss the family.
Because what am I waiting for?
This killer kid.
This is a killer. And I thank God for that also.
That is interesting.
And I married a very good wife.
Yeah. I've met her.
You have met her. You know,
now I'm just wondering. You. It's like you are going through a depressive.
Yes, a depressive. I never cared crossing the roads because I said,
wow.
Yes,
it was that bad.
Yes, it was bad. And I even wrote to this my brother. Now I think he was either from 2 or from 3, and I said I am not seeing the need for me to leave. I don't like talking these things, but because you have said, I must say it. And I remember what he did. He gave my elder brother now the letter. You see, they had gotten saved. And then my elder brother came. And he told me, no, don't think about taking away your life. God is in control. And all things will come. And then we ate together. We prayed together. And he's a pastor, but now retired in the Full Gospel Churches of Kenya. So now you see, by that now I started now my journey towards now seeking God.
So when was this year you
from 75? You see, I got married in 74. Then 75, I'm getting these issues, and I think they were engineered by the villagers and the friends alike, or enemies. I don't know, but they did a good job. They prepared me for
everything.
Working. So it was around those years Now, I read the whole of the New Testament because I thought, now, why should some people get saved in some denominations when I can see other people in other denominations that they are not all saved?
Life,
Can you explain to me? I would put them to task and tell them, no, don't talk about these issues of getting saved because you do not know. Because how many gods do we have?
Wow, you had gone to that level?
Yes. Because of, you see now, my fellow people whom we schooled with, they were now in the university.
Yeah.
And I wasn't feeling very comfortable. I'm still bitter about this God.
Yeah.
Yet it's in me that there is God.
Yeah.
So you can see those struggles. But I'm asking myself questions. And therefore I read the New Testament to confirm whether truly one can be saved.
Yeah.
So today when I talk about salvation, I'm convinced through the Word of God, because I read the whole of the New Testament then before I got saved. And I would underline wherever I found the word salvation. So I said, wow. Now I realize things are not all right in all these denominations. There should be one wrong and the other right.
Right, yeah.
So by that now, I started going to their meetings when I'm on leave. And then one night, of course, I had stopped. But by the way, yes, 1975, something happened on 12th of December. A friend of mine was older than me. In fact, his children were girls now in high school, and there I was. We had some relationship through the marriages, and so I loved him. I liked him, and it was like him was my role model. The people whom I knew back home, and he was living here in Nairobi. So at Bahati one time, I went to his place, and he said, hata hujaninulia pombe kwa muda mrefu. So we went to Bahati in a certain bar where we drank. For the first time, I felt I was drunk because I was also very proud. I told you I'm difficult. I would take beer, but I don't want to get drunk.
So it's like you are testing the limit.
Yes, I had my limits. So, but this time, I drank, I felt, yes, it's not me who is holding the bottle. That was on December 12th, 1975. Because I remember the late President Mzee Kenyatta, he released those who were in prison, and one of them came to ask for pombe, and then I nearly beat him. I'm saying, nyinyi umeachiliwa leo na umeanza kuomba pombe. Kwa we!
Instead of reforming.
I almost beat him, but maybe he would have beaten me.
Exactly.
I don't know, because I was drunk.
Yeah.
And of course I didn't know what kind of a fellow he was.
Exactly.
Although I had tried to do some little boxing, some little karate, just to defend myself. And that night I drank and I felt I was drunk. So this man had a car, so he took me to my room, and then I stepped the following morning. That was on a Friday, and the following morning was a Saturday, so I went to the office. And I felt, well, it's not me. By then I was in we had a big room for computers, and I was a computer operator then. And when I took the tea, I nearly threw it. And that would have been the end of my job. So I went to the gents and threw the pombe, and it was stinking badly. So I called the medical officer, who was a drunkard actually. That one was, even he died because of beer. So hiyo ni kitu rahisi, kuja. Then he gave me some tablets. I swallowed and I was okay. Then he told me the best medicine is now when we leave, because then we used to go 12:30. It was a Saturday, so we came to Botella, had 1 or 2. Then I thought this thing was bad. So January 1976, and I went tasting every other bottle of this kind, and that was the time I took. There was this pombe ya nini ya kutengenezwa inaitwa chibuku. And it was that stuff, and so by 3 ni kama kulikuwa na watu wanagonga kichwa. I went and slept. Then I made a decision. For 1 year, I will take pombe.
You will take.
I won't.
You won't.
I won't take pombe. And God helped me, because I remember one time I went and felt like, yeah, it's coming. I want it, and I never felt that like that before. I went to the bar and I said, "Give me one." Then I remembered, no, I'm a man of my own words. That's what I used to call myself. I'm a man of my own words. I said, no, but I promised myself never to take alcohol until this year ends, 1976. So came 10th of October. Then I went on leave. That's when I met Christ. I gave my life to Christ, and I got saved.
Wow. Yes. So God had made sure that year
yes,
you are never going to go back.
Yes.
There is something you mentioned, and I think this is very profound, so that we are able to not just discount the things as ministers. For example, in the Word, you see that you read the whole of the New Testament before you even got saved.
Yes.
And you are able to ask questions. You are able to highlight on the issues that you thought were important. Would you say, how would you probably, in the human understanding, the importance of a person understanding the Word before giving their lives to Christ? Is it possible for a person just to hear the Word for the first time and get born again?
Well, there is nothing impossible when we come to the way God works. But God also does not want to just push you into something that you won't ever understand, because I believe He wants you to get to something that you can understand so that you can communicate to other people. And I said, if I remember, I said, because of that, when I talk about salvation, I know because it happens to me. And I had to read the Bible. And I'm not saying that everyone getting saved must read the Bible, the whole of it. But that was my approach. But you see, I did not just read. I had heard about it from when I was in class 1 in Sunday school. So it's accumulation of knowledge about God and about Christ who died for our sins. So when I realized why, and especially it's powerful, in Luke 19:10, I came to seek and to save that which was lost. So I find myself, I was lost. Why am I thinking like this?
As we take a break, and once we come back, you'll tell us about your promotion and now the field of accountancy where you are. Yeah, this is Just Connect TV. Asante sana for watching. As we take this break, we can take a sip of water.
Just Connect TV, streaming live. Just Connect TV is your entertainment and educational channel. We broadcast authentic content that will inspire, empower, and stir up the potential and positive energy in you. Just Connect TV, streaming live. Get yourself a high-quality branded hoodie t-shirt, caps, umbrellas, you name it, we got it. You order, we deliver. Just Connect.
Kwina roe rwa thakame ya Imanueli mwene naoe hiama riketiorwo mathira gagĩkobio magathira gĩko gĩothe magathira gĩko gĩothe biũ nao wehia marikĩtioruo mathira gagĩko biũ. Jesu niakenirio nĩ thakameo ona niĩ ndathũka kũrĩ we yahota gũtheria cua yahota gũtheria guothe yahota gũtheria guothe cua ona niĩ ndathũka kũrĩ we yahota gũtheria cua. Jesu ndoire ngumagia wendo wake ndigatiga ona ndakua rwĩmbo rwakwa no rwa Jesu rwĩmbo rwakwa no rwa Jesu rĩu ndoire ngumagia wendo wake ndigatiga ona ndakua. Gũkua Ngai naga rwĩmbo rwega mũno kwĩ rũrũ rũrĩmĩ rũrũ rũgakira ndamũ-inĩ ra igũrũ Ngai-inĩ ra Jesu wega ndĩmũinagĩre wega ma rũrĩmĩ rũrũ rũga
felt the need to learn how to play a musical instrument or improve your music skill and never knew where to go? Just Connect School of Music is the place to be. We offer professional training in music sight reading, piano, drums, guitar, saxophone, bass guitar, and vocal training. We are located at Eprin Square, 3rd floor, room 26, opposite Buruburu Police Station. Just Connect, building worship. Just Connect TV, streaming live.